the first episode of our podcast, Still Figuring It Out. I'm Aratika.
I'm Brucey, and today's topic is going to be college advice, specifically college during the pandemic. So as we all know, we're all, with...
I mean, if you already don't know that there's a pandemic going on, where have you been? But of course, we're talking
And that's
about
exactly
COVID-19.
why we're doing these podcasts virtually.
Exactly. So, of course, virtually is the only way we can record this podcast and bring it to YouTube. And I hope it doesn't really bother anyone. And if it does, then too bad.
We're still going to do it this way.
Yeah.
So yeah, how has life been for you since the pandemic and since quarantine?
Honestly, obviously the first thing that come to mind is all the negative stuff that's changed because of the pandemic. Obviously, the negatives include we can't get to meet our relatives or our friends. We can't do the normal stuff that we took for granted. Just like the normal stuff, I don't know, going to the movies or going to the mall.
Going out, without wearing masks.
Going out.
Being scared that, what if I get...
Exactly. The other day I went to Target with my mom, and the parking lot was filled with people, but everyone was wearing masks. And it just looked so weird to me, because it was wow, I took this thing of not wearing masks. I took it for granted for all these years, and now that it's so different, it's really tough to get used to. But obviously, negatives aside, there have been some positives in my opinion. It's just that we've learned to appreciate these little things, quality time with our friends and family, people we care about. And it's ironic because this distance is, I feel like, what's bringing us together as people. So what about you?
No, so exactly like you said, the negatives obviously come first, but I also feel like the fact that we've just been able to stay home, I feel like we've also reconnected with ourselves a lot more. We know what we want. And with that being said, I also feel like we've also connected with nature a lot more as well.
That is actually really true. Yeah.
Yeah. Not just us, but even nature has revived itself. Did you hear about how you were able to see dolphins in Italy?
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. I thought it was so cool because that's never happened before.
Exactly.
Yeah. So moving on to the actual topic that we wanted to discuss in this episode of the podcast is transitioning into college during the pandemic. I don't know about you, but I definitely had issues when it came to transitioning.
For sure.
The past few months, in the past year when this all first started, I definitely had motivation issues because all of a sudden, as a commuter, it was really tough for me to differentiate my workspace with my living space. And it was just weird to instead of, driving to campus and going okay, now I'm going to college. It's sitting up from my bed and walking to my desk, which is 3 feet away. And it's weird to have that kind of imbalance, I guess.
I feel like it was a whole environment change. Even for people who dorm, it was you used to stay at a dorm, you used to stay on campus, and now you're just home. You're enclosed in 4 walls.
Well, I mean, it could be different for dorm people who dorm as well, because for commuters, it's the driving without the driving is weird, but for dorming people, it's that dorm was your workspace as well as your living space.
We could literally just go from our our room to anywhere we wanted on campus. So even for me, I was just not able to concentrate, and I wasn't able to focus, only because this was not how I used to study. Although this was how I did, this was how I studied in high school and everything. I feel like college was just different. And so I wasn't able to concentrate or focus. And that led to me having to work a little more harder for my exams and finals as well.
Yeah. So talking about finals, how was finals for you during the pandemic?
Oh my God. I used to, because I am a procrastinator, I left off studying till the last minute, although you should not do that.
Girl, same. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. It's easier said than done, but you'll thank yourself later if you have time to study for your finals.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm sitting right in front of my desk. That thing helped me a lot. I just kind of,
I made planners too. I made
yeah,
plans. I was like, okay, I'm going to study for this much, for this many hours. On this day, I'm going to do
yeah,
this. And then I went up to my exams. But even like just taking your final on the computer is just different.
exactly. It's so different. And it's just, I feel like it's really stressful because technology, although it's an amazing thing, sometimes it can't be trusted. Like, I
That's
just
so
don't trust
true.
it.
Exactly. So like for one of my finals, what happened was that the site that I was taking the final on, or was going to take the final on, just crashed because there were so many students just logging on, taking the final. And
Oh
so it
no.
was like a 2-hour final. And like I couldn't even get on for like the first 30 minutes. I was freaking out. It was a physics final, by the way. So I was
Oh
like,
my God.
oh
No, that is the worst. So yeah, definitely. I feel like the more prepared you are for your finals, the less I guess you'll stress because, if you weren't as prepared as you were, shaving off 30 minutes seems even more stressful. One of the few things that helped me during finals week was just music and just listening to instrumentals. Like before, I used to just listen to like songs that I liked and stuff. But I feel like, especially once the pandemic started and I had to really focus on studying at my house, like in my room with my parents, 24/7 at home, it was
oh my
kind of
god, that was
hard.
like extra noise.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
it
had
was
to like mute
definitely.
out.
Exactly, extra noise. So one of the ways that I dealt with that was just put on headphones and put on either instrumentals, or if you guys just search up on YouTube like rain noise, or like it's just calming. At least for me, I feel like it'll be calming for anyone who just wants to block out extra noise.
Mhm.
So music helped, and the second thing that really helped me was just to find the quietest spot in your house. For anyone who lives with maybe a large family, you have multiple siblings, which we,
We
we don't,
don't.
we don't. So we got saved on
On
that
that
corner,
part,
but
yeah.
yeah, but if you have a large family, if you have a lot of people in the house, it's really difficult to maybe work in your room because there might be a lot of
People just
noise.
come in and out and
Yeah, coming and going. Just find the quietest spot in your house. It could be anywhere. Also, I think you also told me that you worked outside.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to like for studying purposes, or even like when I was like writing papers, I used to just go outside in my backyard and I used to just sit down, and like it was so peaceful. It
Yeah,
was
the
so
birds chirping and everything.
yeah.
It's nice. It's good. And you also get your vitamin D,
Vitamin
is it?
C,
From the
D.
sun?
D,
Vitamin
D, D,
C.
D. C is for your immune system. I know my vitamins. I'm just saying.
We know our vitamins, don't worry. Vitamin D from the
D.
sun, okay?
Yes, yes.
Get your vitamin D from the sun.
Uh,
Okay.
oh yeah. So,
So
but like, how do you feel about us going into college online now?
honestly, it's not ideal, obviously. It's not ideal. I'd
But I
rather
feel like
be, I
it's the
guess we'd,
best for what the situation
yeah,
is, because just
definitely. I
like
feel like,
how the virus spreads, it's
hmm,
not
hmm, hmm.
beneficial to just risk the lives of like this many students.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, we'd all love to go on campus, but
Campus.
that's hypothetical knowing that the virus didn't exist. But since, this is the reality, anything is better than going outside, especially on a college campus. That is
Yeah.
one of the worst places to be
But then
right
at the same
now.
time, like there are a few colleges that I know that are opening up, and they're taking all the
Mhm.
necessary precautions, and like that's
Right.
great. And I feel like well, one of the colleges that I know of, they're doing it so that like their freshmen and sophomores get like that campus experience, because as a
Mm.
freshman, like it's so necessary to get like that
I
college campus life
know.
experience. And I feel like that's great. Like
Yeah.
they're doing their part in like helping students experience that, and they're taking all the necessary precautions. So like that's great. But at the same time, like it's great that they're also not opening up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, talking about college opening up again, is there any advice that you would want to give to anyone watching, considering that you've, been through this?
No, for sure. I would say that just try and stay focused. As much as you think that like, oh, like, I'll do it later, I'll leave it for later. Do not do that. Like, just whenever you can, like just finish off your work. Try to
Yeah.
finish off your
Yeah.
work. don't put things for the last minute. Like, it's not gonna help you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no. And also, I'd say make daily plans, you know, just every night or like every day in the morning, wake up and be like, I'm gonna do this, finish this
Yeah.
off and everything. And
Yeah.
yeah, anything you want to say? Any advice you want to give?
Yeah, so like just like reiterating what I said before is just to learn to differentiate between house and work. Because I know like everyone else has like house chores as well. So it's really
Yeah.
overwhelming just to do your work and your house chores in the same space. But, I guess it just comes with time, the whole managing thing. Also, if you have any kind of class group chats, that
Join
people are
them.
on, join them because they will help you a lot, like tons and tons. They will help you a lot. And also communicate with your professor because it's just not the same being in person. Your professor might, not be able to communicate as well as he or she would
Through
in
like,
person.
through emails or anything, but still do
Right.
communicate because
Yeah, do
you need
communicate. If you
it.
have any sort of problem, always email them and, message them through whatever
Portal you
source you're
have.
using.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, as Rushi said, time management. That is like huge. That's the biggest thing. Time management. Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, so with that, I just want to say that, guys, hang in there. We're all going to get through this. Don't forget to take care of yourselves. The sun is brighter and always shines after the storm.
Yes.
It's very
Yeah.
cliche, but I wanted to say it so.
I know. I mean, it fits, just, I
Right.
want to say just for like any freshmen in college this year that are joining, even if you're sophomore, junior, senior, whoever, it's tough. Like,
Yeah.
we're there with you. Everyone's in this together. That's what keeps me going, at least. I definitely agree with Vrushti, hang in there. It'll get better. We're all in this together. And, if you liked this episode of our podcast, please let us know if you'd like us to talk about anything else in the topic of college or even high school experiences, since we know a thing or two about high school ourselves. So yeah, if you really like this video, then give us a thumbs up, subscribe, bell notifications, and we'll see you in our next one.
Like and share. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.